Hey guys, Joel here, back at the skate park. The snow has melted, and I want to do a quick video about some short films, because recently I stopped doing the weekly shorts, but I want to do some videos on this channel that celebrate my shorts and celebrate the act of making shorts, because I don't want the message to be that short films are invalid and features are better. I think each are so valuable in building yourself as an artist. And as I mentioned in my video, in the last 5 or so years, I've made over 450, however many films. And I shouted out the first one that started the weekly shorts, and people went back and watched it, and it went from 1,000 views to like 8,000 or something. And it's just awesome to see people checking that out and finally giving that some love, because it's a fun one. The Double Deuce is what it's called, but you can find it on my channel. But anyways, for many years, until the first RPG video and that explosive growth, all my videos just had, I don't know, 100 views each, 200 views. It was rare to break 1,000. Like, I remember being so excited when a video would break 1,000. And nowadays, scrolling through my channel, you can't even tell, because my back catalog got so much love that now, like, you know, you scroll back and it's like 100,000, million, 100,000, and all that was like after the RPG video, because those used to have no views at all. And for this video, I want to talk about 6 videos that are still sitting. My threshold was below 10,000 views. And that's a crazy threshold to me, because like I said, there was a day that breaking 1,000 would make me super excited. So the fact that I even have to scour to find 6 videos that are under 10,000 that I think deserve some love really says something about how lucky and fortunate I am to have had my channel blow up like it did, and have people go back and appreciate my old stuff, and have the algorithm push my old stuff. So I'm grateful every day for that. And I just, maybe this is like, I don't know, a victory lap or something, but I just want to give some love to some videos that never really quite got the push. And so firstly, I'm going to reference the titles here. There's Cowboy Dad Runs an Errand in a Western. I used to do these videos on my own where I would project backgrounds behind me, and I still do it sometimes for the old movies ones. But in my apartment, I was living in New York, and most of the time I couldn't have a friend over to film, so I just had to make something up. And one of the fun ways I did that is I would project backdrops and stand in front of them at an angle, so then you could actually film it in camera. I just preferred it to green screen, because it had a very in-camera lighting look. It felt very old school. I feel like green screen always looks a little cheap. You either do it really well and you can't tell, or you do it badly and it's like Tim and Eric. It's kind of hard to find an artistic place with green screen. But with that said, the Cowboy Dad Runs an Errand was a sequel to my Westerns If No One Invented Guns. And that one did really well, but the Cowboy Dad Runs an Errand didn't do well comparatively. It only has about 6,000 views right now. And I love it. I really love it. I think I like it more than the first Western one, just because it's about a cowboy dad running an errand, but he's taking it so seriously, and you know, it always goes horribly in the old Westerns when the dad leaves the ranch and his past comes back to haunt him. And it was just a goofy, sort of self-aware video like that. And I like the use of the Western music at the end, that sort of sign off. But that one I enjoy a lot still. And up next, underground hit, Lori Dance, April 5th, 1993. That is the title of the of the video. It's as if it's an old VHS camcorder title, but I think that title alone, and then sort of the thumbnail, just made it never get seen really. But it's this classic with me, Mason Carter, and Jack Gordon, 2 of my best friends from my time in New York, and I just think it's so funny. It's us playing these 2 dads and their daughters going to prom, and it's just like playing that out super earnestly, but we're of course all not these characters and is not very believable, but we play it very earnestly and have this domestic scene play out on an old VHS camera that I had. And I just think that one's really sweet and funny. And it's funny that the two dads are both named Larry. I think that's funny. Larry, and Lori. I could see that trio coming back at some point. But up next is one of my favorites, one of my personal, I feel like it's just for me. This felt like a video. Most of my videos are just for me in some way, but this one really felt like this is so dumb it's making me laugh. And that's a conversation with my 12-year-old self in the event I start aging like Benjamin Button, parentheses, incomplete. So this was a parody on those videos where people pre-record a video for themselves, you know, when they're older and they ask all these questions. But the joke was that I am older and I'm pre-recording questions in case I get younger and I start aging backwards. And I just play the stupidest version of myself, and I love playing the stupidest version of myself. And the concept in and of itself is so silly. And I think this one is one that I stumble back upon every 6 months. And I'm like, oh man, that one makes me laugh. I wish people would check it out. So if you feel like a stupid laugh, that's a good one. Up next, we got The Briefcase, which is a black and white short film about this boss who is angry at his coworkers because they dropped his briefcase, and it's this whole tense scene of them trying to make it right to the boss. And I play the employee who's not taking his shit, and then the other guy is this guy who's yes sir, and that's just a really fun one. Probably one of the first 10 I did in the weekly shorts, and I just think it's fun. It has a great energy to it, and I'd love to recapture that energy sometime. Up next, the music video for Joel Flava and Chester Bunyan's Hey Man. This is one that I was always kind of shocked didn't get a resurgence, but I guess it looks like a music video. It's a skit, but it is a music video. But my friend Henry and I made it. He produced the music. He made it sound as good as it does. And it's just a really stupid song about two guys that are texting, and one guy's always busy and blowing the guy off. And I like the use of the projector. I think as a music video, I'm just really proud of it because it has some cool projector shots where our text are projected behind us. And I just think it's goofy and funny. It feels like, I don't know, Lonely Island inspired or something like that. And that one's only at 2K views. I think that's the least viewed one I'm recommending. But yeah, check it out. And lastly is Take Me Back. It's this actor Keith and Sheila, this actress Sheila that I used to work with all the time in New York City, and they're two amazing actors. They've been in a couple films of mine, and one day I just invited them over, and I'm like, I want to make something just improvised, a little romantic story that's not actually romantic. It's quite sad, but it's about this guy showing up to his ex's place and begging her to take him back, and just you see very quickly how toxic their relationship was. And I'm just really proud of that one. And I think if I pointed to short films that captured what I want to capture in my features, I think that's a great example because it's very complicated. It has a lot of good laughs. Keith is one of the funniest people in this world, and I hope to work with him again. But it's got great laughs, but it also has a real emotional backbone to it. Great characters, and it was just fun to make. And I was proud of how that came out as well. And I think I got to change my channel banner, I'm realizing, but Keith is still in the banner because I made that banner probably a couple months into making the weekly shorts, and I haven't changed it since on my main channel. So I got to change that, but Keith is still in it from that short. And that about does it. Just 6 videos that by all means they did great. A couple thousand is still amazing, and I gotta be grateful for that. But seeing the rest of the channel take off and have hundreds of thousands of views, there's a couple that I'm oh man, I love these ones. I'd love for them to get some retroactive love someday, and that's awesome. And it's awesome that they even have 1,000. So I don't want to come across as ungrateful in any way. But that about sums it up. I just wanted to do a video sort of shouting those out. One last shout out is not under 10,000. It's my video, How to Fuck with Vinnie Moretti. This is like a joke amongst me and all my friends because I always show them and I'm like, I don't know why I made this, but this was like, is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever made. Is this really painfully anxious man trying to teach you how to have foreplay. And I filmed it on a VHS camera at 3 a.m. One night coming home, hanging out with friends, I thought of the title, How to Fuck. And I'm like, I should go to sleep, but this needs to be made when I'm like exhausted and I find this title funny. And watching it back, I'm always just mesmerized because I'm like, the performance I gave, I'm like, I don't think I can give that performance again. It is so uncomfortable and painful. I'd love to be able to tap back in and get that character back, but man, he is hard to watch. And it's just, and the funny thing about that video is it has 50,000 something views, but all of them are just horny people trying to look up how to have sex because it doesn't have much engagement beyond that. And if you look up the search terms, it's so funny. I could do a whole video on it. It's just like how fuck sex, fuck vagina. That was just all the search terms to find my video, How to Fuck. But I love that one. Just a random last second shout out. But I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Hope the new year is going well. The movie's going well. And I love movies. And I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.